To understand how any society functions, you must understand the relationship between the men and the women. Poor people, people of color especially, are much more likely to be found in prison than in institutions of higher education. I think the importance of doing activist work is precisely because it allows you to give back and to consider yourself not as a single individual who may have achieved whatever, but to be a part of an ongoing historical movement. I decided to teach because I think that any person who studies philosophy has to be involved actively. You can never stop, and as older people, we have to learn how to take leadership from the youth, and I guess I would say that this is what I'm attempting to do right now. What I think is different today is the lack of political connection between the black middle class and the increasing numbers of black people who are more impoverished than ever before. It is essential to resist the depiction of history as the work of heroic individuals. We are never assured of justice without a fight. Revolution is a serious thing, the most serious thing about a revolutionary's life. When one commits oneself to the struggle, it must be for a lifetime. The process of empowerment cannot be simplistically defined in accordance with our own particular class interests. We must learn to lift as we climb. I have a hard time accepting diversity as a synonym for justice. Diversity is a corporate strategy. The idea of freedom is inspiring. But what does it mean? If you are free in a political sense but have no food, what's that? The freedom to starve? We must always attempt to lift as we climb. When children attend schools that place a greater value on discipline and security than on knowledge and intellectual development, they are attending prep schools for prison. Justice is indivisible. You can't decide who gets civil rights and who doesn't. Well, we see an increasingly weaker labor movement as a result of the overall assault on the labor movement and as a result of the globalization of capital. But at the same time, you can't assume that making a difference 20 years ago is going to allow you to sort of live on the laurels of those victories for the rest of your life. I never saw myself as an individual who had any particular leadership powers. My name became known because I was, one might say accidentally, the target of state repression, and because so many people throughout the country and other parts of the world organized around the demand for my freedom.